Am I live? Are we working? Okay. Hi, tribe. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the full super blue moon chakra energy reading. An Aquarius and Pisces energy. This is a rare blue moon, quite literally once in a blue moon does this moon occur. I don't think the next one is going to happen for well over 10 years from now. So this is a big one. This is a big one, but thank you guys so much for tuning in and being here with me. Hi, Sun Card. Hi, Aurora. Thanks for being here. Welcome, 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 and happy full moon to you all. Let me know how you guys are feeling under this full moon. What's going on with you in the live chat if you're tuning in here live, or in the comments down below. I do have a very beautiful full moon sound bath playing in the background, so hopefully that can help prep us all for this energy shift coming in later in the night. I also, y'all, I found the last pack of moon incense. Okay, it was buried under my little incense basket. So I found it finally, and we are going to burn one because it felt right. Timing is everything. Okay, so we are burning a moon incense here to again amplify the healing energy under this super full blue moon. All right, with it being an Aquarius and Pisces energy, this is definitely a full moon where you want to release, okay? Feel what you need to feel. Let it hurt, okay? Whatever is still hurting you, let it be. Let it exist. Let it breathe, all right? Whatever sort of releasing manifestation or ritual practices you have are very, very important here under this full moon. Make sure you get your body in some water, okay? Definitely get your body in some water. If you have access to an ocean, dip yourself in there if it's warm enough, if it's safe enough, okay? Even if you want to just do a very in-depth spiritual bath tonight, maybe even tomorrow night as well, okay? Get going with that. And even whenever you find this, whenever this reading finds you, okay, this might be a sign that you need to do some sort of water cleansing, okay? But I'm excited. I'm honestly really, really excited under this full moon. It feels like a final push through for the collective. It feels like I keep hearing the word, and I kept hearing the word all day, finally. Like, finally, we're here. Finally, we're at this point. Finally, it's happening. It's the moment of breaking into the new. Okay, so for my patrons, you already know we talk about it a lot over on Patreon, this new beginning, this new cycles that we've been channeling for months now. It feels like this is the time. This is definitely, definitely the time. Okay, so thank you guys again for being here. I appreciate your presence on my channel. For those of you that might be new tuning in, my name is Gabrielle, and you are tuned in to Cusp of Roses, where we do timeless general tarot readings for all 12 cusp zodiac signs every new and full moon, which is the series you're tuned into now, and every zodiac season. All right, so welcome, welcome. I'm grateful to have you here. Make sure you are subscribed so you can tune in to our upcoming live tarot readings. Okay, so with that being said, hopefully I gave you guys some time to get in here. I know we are like an hour earlier than I normally go live, but I just felt called to do it at this time to give you guys especially some time to, get your practices in, get yourself set up for tonight's energy. All right. I do kind of feel like this might be a bit of a long reading, so buckle up again, get your snacks, get your drinks, and prepare for what's about to come. And speaking of preparation, let's get into our grounding and gratitude. Hi, Queen Tiki. Thanks for being here, love. Let's go ahead and light our incense. I'm going to sound my singing bowl 1 to 3 times, depending on how I intuitively feel guided to. This would be a time here, collective, where you want to do whatever grounding and gratitude practice feels right for you in this moment. Let's go ahead and get into it. Then we'll get in deeper into the channeled energies I've been feeling for this full moon, and then we'll see what the cards have to say. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. But first, the channeled messages. So again, all day today, as I was thinking about this full moon energy, it just finally, or like a finale, right? Again, a crescendo, an ending, a peak, just kind of the moment, the moment. All right. The moment we've all been waiting for. It does feel a bit showy. It does feel a bit production like almost I want to say like in scene, like the first act is over. Go to intermission and prepare for the second or the third or whatever act you feel like you're on. Okay. That's what it feels like. And I'm also kind of getting this energy of like a job well done. Like I just heard like good job. So whatever is completing, whatever cycle you guys are finding yourself ending, you've done well on that journey. You've done well on that motion through the major arcana, right? From the Fool to the World. This is the world moment. This is the world moment. There's something very final about this energy. So whether that is a final decision has been made, whether this is the final go around on a particular cycle you might have been on for a moment, whether this is the final shot, the final chance for something to happen, take it as it resonates. Yeah, there you go, the storyteller. Solar plexus energy. New chapters. Fresh pages. Nothing written yet. It's up to you. You have the pen. Oof. You have the pen and the ink to write what it is you want to experience next. So again, anything that you speak, anything that you desire, anything that you attempt to script or manifest under this full moon, be sure that it is exactly what you want to experience. Because the power's in your hands. The power is in your hands. All right. This is just pre-shuffle energy. We're going to put whatever comes out during this channel session back and get the direct influences, okay, under this new moon, or a new moon. Interesting. It's a full moon, but there is a sense of newness, right? Some of you, I'm getting Scorpio energy, okay? Scorpio could mean something to you. You could have a lot of Scorpio in your chart or in your big three, or a lot of 8th house energy, okay? Or this Aquarius Pisces energy could be your 8th house. So this would be, again, a season or an energy of endings and beginnings. The life and death cycle. Okay, what else? What else do I need to be aware of for this full moon for the collective divine? Okay. Tender embrace, a tall tale, and birds of a feather. Okay. So the tall tale is quite literally what I was saying. What you say, what you speak, what you create, what you write will be. So what stories, what narratives are you ready to let go of? Think about that under this full moon. What stories that have played out or that continue to play out in your mind, things you continue to say and speak, what are you done with? What are you ready to end? What feels like you've had enough? Okay. Some of you, there is this habit that is being revealed under this full moon of either saying things you don't mean or speaking on situations you're experiencing as if they're finite and final. So not leaving room for flexibility, not leaving room for better options or better outcomes to exist. Heart chakra energy here on the outside, and you have the solar plexus in the throat. I almost get this energy too for someone here. It's important to understand that there could be energies around you that benefit from you having this uh poor speak, or how could I say that, divine? Because it feels like it is coming from you, collective, sometimes, but it could also be reinforced by those around you. Almost as if there are energies that seemingly benefit when you feel low and down about your life or about your path or about what's going on, because it's an energy and a frequency that they're used to. Birds of a feather. And it almost feels like it's time for you to embrace a new story, a new identity, a new perspective of yourself. Yeah, it's interesting. Pinocchio's on the magician hat, right? Some of you want to be a real boy. And it's kind of like looking at the people who are saying, "Oh, you're just a puppet." You know what I mean? And not letting that sink in. It's something a little magical about this full moon, in a way where, again, things that maybe seem impossible might be very possible. A lot of you might even have like a bit of an audience for this shift, and that's interesting. Because I almost feel like these birds of a feather are like waiting or watching this person, or maybe you, collective, to see how you transform into the real boy. There also could be some sort of like distortion with that. People maybe look at you like a puppet, but you're a real boy, real person. I'm just using that because it's Pinocchio here. It's facing the things that you maybe said you would never do. There's something there. Something you never thought possible, something was only just a pipe dream, or something feels very, very out of reach that's actually embracing you under this full moon, or wants to at least. Okay, we do have master number 22 here. You do have fives, 2 sevens as well. So 2, 5, and 7 might be important here. 257, any variation of those numbers combined. 17, 35, or 25. 8 could also be important. Some of you want, I'm just going to say it, yeah, some of you want a magical love story, or some of you want to write a love story, or have an idea of how you want your next love cycle to play out. Or that might be something you've been manifesting here for a while. Like me, this is giving me like 2 of Cups energy. Meeting kindred spirits, connecting with like-hearted individuals. Maybe it's even this kind of like wanting to be a part of something that, ooh, okay. Because the story that's coming through, at least with these cards, it's, imagine if Pinocchio wanted to be a bird. Hold on. Imagine if Pinocchio wanted to be a bird. So it's kind of like, I don't even necessarily feel like the wish is to be a real boy. It's like, I want to be a part of this. Okay, some of you guys, that could be the distortion. It's like wanting to embrace something or a community or some sort of maybe identity that's not necessarily yours. Or some, oh, it's a thank you, divine. Because I'm like, where are we going with that? It's a something that you either feel would be comfortable or kind of like make you fit in, when maybe you're meant to stand out. And maybe that's what this full moon is kind of purging out of the collective. Because the more that you are you, the more you attract like frequencies, right? So if you're not necessarily being authentic or you, then how can the people who are really meant to love you and connect with you and be with you find you? It's kind of like sending off signals here. Like no longer wanting to fit in any way. Accepting that you stand out, accepting that you're meant to do something differently. You're meant to move different, be different, live different, speak different, think different, create differently. Like there's something, I just heard like move the needle, push the needle. I don't really know what that, I mean, I know what that means, but I'm not, you're meant to be a shifter. I'm speaking to those in the collective that are here in this lifetime, in this moment, to shift the energy, shift the collective, shift the narratives, shift the perspectives, here to make tower moments for people, right? Like here to be a disruptor almost to what has been, to what is the norm. It's almost like ushering in this new frequency of a tender embrace, of love, like of an open heart chakra, of unconditional existence, like connecting in that way. And that is going to break apart long-standing relationships, foundations, industries, right? Like we can go all the way macro with that down to the smallest little shifts. That's what it feels like some of you guys are finally stepping into a comfort zone with. Like, I'm comfortable with standing out. I'm comfortable with not necessarily meeting the status quo. I'm feeling good in my own skin. It is what it is what I just heard. Like, it just is what it is. And it's not necessarily one being better than the other. It's like apples and oranges. Both are great fruits, both are good for you, but have different nutritional value. And I think you guys are learning your own nutritional value, if I could put it like that. Like it's really recognizing what you bring to the story that we're all here writing. What role you play, what part do you enter? Yeah, let's get back into that production and stage. It's kind of like knowing your lines, knowing your role and playing it. And not feeling like, oh, I wish I had a different role, or I wish I was, no, it's like, this is my role. This is what it is. And embracing it from an open-hearted space, tenderly. And maybe for a while, again, with the Pinocchio reference, right? It's Pinocchio wanted to be a real boy, not really fully understanding what comes with that. So maybe there's a little bit of this grass is greener on the other side that is purging out of the collective energy under this full moon, and this deeper resonance of acceptance of what is like. And so from that acceptance and that embrace of what is, you realize that, oh, the page has been blank. Again, this has been cycling through the collective energy and the collective reads. Spirit is waiting on a lot of you to start writing. Yes, spirit can intervene. Yes, we're all guided. Absolutely. But it is a co-creative process. So the scale in that situation is beginning to balance. Some of you are starting to get a little bit more comfortable with writing out, speaking out, setting the intentions around what it is you feel intuitively guided to experience, or what it is that you desire to be a part of or connect with, or like, I mean, again, fill in the blank. But it's understanding that ebb and flow. Spirit isn't going to always give you the answer. Sometimes you have to take a step and then spirit can clear the path. Okay, you've chosen a path. Now let's work that out. Because the possibilities and the pathways and the energies are endless, quite literally infinite. So I feel like this is a big crowning moment for a lot of the collective in, quite literally wearing the crown you've been given. Embracing the role or whatever the expectation or whatever the path is underneath that crown, or what that crown means for you in this lifetime. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and Uh-oh. Am I paused? Okay, no. Sorry, y'all. I never know. I never know. But let's go ahead and get into the direct energies. Give me 1 second, y'all. Well, there that goes. I guess we needed a little extra clearing here. Hold on, y'all. All right. Thank you, Spirit. What are the direct energies? Chakra healings. Awakening genius. Higher view and oracle's gift. Okay. Okay. Do I take these? Yeah, let's go ahead and take them. Because that, I mean, 3 came right out and into me I see. All right. Let's roll with it. We have the oracle's gift again, the higher view, and awakening genius. Within to me, I see the sacral chakra again. The number 8 could be very important here. 8 is that symbol of infinity, right? Infinite energy, abundance. '41 here with the, I want to say that's the third eye energy, a higher view. That's what I mean. It's a change in perspective, an awakening genius. Again, the throat chakra is so crucial right now. So crucial. What you say and what you think and what you speak, what you articulate holds weight. This is also my ancestral energy card. So some of you might be getting some assistance from your ancestors or from the spirit realm, your angels, your guardians, your guides, to really help you kind of elevate your viewpoint so that you can tap in a little deeper into what's actually happening here for you, or to come out of some sort of lower resonance, to vibrate a little higher so you can attract more of what is like. I keep getting like attracting like. It's like some of you with the Pinocchio energy, speaking your truth, honestly. It's speaking your truth and not holding back. Some of you have been holding back quite a bit. Feels like that season is over. That's ending under this full moon. So for my number of people, we do have 37 breaking down into a 10, further be breaking down into a 1, 41 breaking into a 5, and 29 breaking into an 11. And we do have the third eye and the throat chakra here with the sacral chakra as the overall energy. There are a lot of ancestral messages finding you. Some of you might have a angel or an ancestor that leaves you feathers. Over the next 2 weeks, you might find a lot of feathers or feathers in strange places or unusual places. That could be the sign that whatever you've been thinking in that moment, whatever situation you might be connected to or dealing with, that you need to see it from a higher point of view. Some of you are learning how to be the oracle in your own life. Some of you are also gifted oracles as well. That could be coming online a little bit more. So it's almost kind of like some of you are having this like full circle moment where you might have said some things years ago, written some things down years ago, and it's manifested in the present. Good or bad. And it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like the ancestors checking in, like, okay, so what did we learn? What do you now know about the power of your voice? The power of your thoughts? Do you see how some of you have even been prophesizing over your own life this whole time? without really knowing it or without having a deep awareness around it. All right, let's look at these from the book. "37 and the Oracle's Gift." All right. Key concepts here are second sight, clairvoyance, seeing the future, fate as a future determined by the choices you make now, seeing the signs around you, recognizing potentials versus absolute determinism. When we ask for a sign from the universe, we are essentially asking for divine guidance that we believe needs to come from a source outside of us. This is because we don't always trust our intuition, our ability to read between the lines and see beyond time and space. And so we ask for signs and look for a mystical reassurance that our mundane lives don't seem to offer. However, an oracle simply provides an answer that is already inside us. Oracles show up in a myriad of ways. Sometimes you see a billboard or hear a song or pull on an oracle card, and you can get the exact message you need to support your choices or show you the way forward. Regardless of how the sign appears, an oracle is a reminder that you are a part of this vast universe. You are witnessed by the great mystery and loved and cared for. It's a reminder that life is magical. You are magical. Today, trust in your own capacity to know what is right, to tune into source, and also be able to read the signs reflecting what is true and real within you. Let this oracle give you the gift of knowing that you are indeed on the right track. Repeat the mantra, "The light within me creates miracles in my life." The magic is inside of you, outside of you, all around and within you. So that's that magical energy I was kind of feeling. And even while I was reading that, I guess we're just going to keep going back to this Pinocchio story, right? It's almost kind of like understanding that if Pinocchio just accepted that they were a puppet, even if they felt like a real boy, they didn't necessarily have to be a real boy to feel like a real boy. That's what I just kind of sensed out of that. Like it's already, if it's real within you, it's already real outside of you. But maybe what's been difficult here, collective, is finding the connection between the two, like that dissonance, not seeing it manifested, not seeing it materialize the way that you thought or the way that you desired. I just heard discouraging. It's like some of you might be fighting the spirit of that spirit. Of feeling kind of down, feeling pessimistic a little bit about life or about what you've been doing, the path that you're on. But clearly you're on the right path, even if it doesn't feel like that. You truly are. And that's, I think, the higher view that's trying to come in for you guys, so that you can truly see into you, see the universe within you, so that you understand you're always connected. And I almost want to say too, don't ever feel like, especially because we do these like moon readings, you know, even over on Patreon for my patrons, because we do the Mercury retrogrades, don't allow any of that energy to overwhelm you with the whole like, oh, I gotta do this, you know, this practice, I gotta write these things out, I gotta, like, don't stress about that. If you feel called to do it, then definitely do it, okay? If you don't feel called to do it, don't do it. It's kind of like the mapping and what you need in this moment will always come from inside of you. That could also be like birds of a feather type of thing, right? It's like, it's okay to lead your own path. It's okay to not necessarily do what everyone else is doing. If it doesn't feel in alignment for you in this moment, it's not in alignment. Do what feels right. Right and best for you always. Don't got to explain that to anybody. You don't got to go on and on about it, right? Just do it. If you want to just sit in the dark and be quiet and that's your manifestation ritual, let that be. Doesn't have to be so intricate. If you want to get intricate and you want to have a whole shebang about it, go off, right? But don't ever feel like someone's elaboration or intricacy around like these cycles and these things. Some of you, it's just comparison. I don't know like what you're watching necessarily, because I know I don't necessarily like showcase any of those types of things. So if you have friends in this community who are doing things, again, if it doesn't feel in alignment for you, do not do it. Trust that voice within you that says, yes, this is right. No, this is not for us at this time. Everybody has a different third eye. Everybody has a different view. Different eyes see different things. So this is almost like a call for you to see from you, your point of view, your perspective, your path, which is unique to you and your soul. And there isn't another soul walking this planet currently that has a similar path. So it's important for you to pay attention to where you're going. Okay. And I think that's like that tender embrace with the storyteller. Like a lot of the collective is finally kind of relieving themselves of that whole like keeping up with others, or maybe there's even been some sort of competition. Maybe this is even in a work situation. Okay. I'm just channeling at this point, but it's like, know that no one can compete with you. Right? Like no one can, because no one can walk in anyone else's shoes. Everybody got their own shoes. Everybody got their own feet. Everybody got their own footprint and steps and path. Just because someone's path is easy right now doesn't mean it hadn't been rocky before. Just because someone's rocky right now doesn't mean it won't get easier, right? It's like, play your game. Stay focused on your route. Because that's how you gain more of that connection, more of that abundance. That's how you really cultivate your personal power. This is about personal power. Whatever is ending under this full moon has been blocking the collective from stepping into their personal power. Right? And just like we get that imperfect harmony card when we do the moon readings quite a bit, it's recognizing that everybody is a note within the song, within the universe. Everybody's a note. So you can't be worried about the quarter step. You know what I mean? When you're a beat, like you gotta be you. And I think too, what's shedding is a lot of this worry and concern and doubt about like, oh, well, like, what will people think and how? I honestly feel like, let's just have a moment before we even move forward. I really do feel like this whole collective concern about, again, what everybody else got going on is like melting. Like it's dissolving. I feel like we're going to step into an era where everybody is so focused and tuned into the source within them that it creates a whole different societal structure or about what we care about. And there's a lot. Okay. I won't go too deep into that because this might not be the time, but there's a lot of shift. And like, I'm sure you've heard, the shift always starts with you. Always. That's what I've been trying to say. Spirit is waiting on a lot of the collective to pick up the pen and start writing. But quite literally, you can write with your walk. You can write with your talk. You can write with your thoughts. With what you choose to be in agreement with, what you choose to reject or protect yourself from. That is also writing. We're constantly writing every second as they pass. And it's setting us up for what's to come, just like this book said, did it not? Didn't it just say that? Anyway, okay. let's just move forward. All right. Like I said, I felt like this was going to be long. Bear with me, y'all. All right, let's look into a higher view. We're still in the third eye. So again, get into your third eye energy and your throat chakra and your sacral chakra over the next 2 weeks, okay? Especially tonight if you can. If you feel called to, my loves. A higher view, key concepts are seeing from a higher perspective, conscious neutrality, letting go of judgment and assumptions, non-attachment, the ability to remain unbiased. It's a very difficult thing to do, okay? Because we're wired and we create our whole sense of self and sense of collective and society based off our own biases, okay? So that's what I feel like is like dissolving and melting here. Sometimes our lives are suction cupped to the ends of our noses and we can't see beyond ourselves. This happens to everyone once in a while, where we fall into an automatic response to life and react from a learned, conditioned place rather than one of awareness. You can always look at the devil card as that learned and conditioned place. It's quite literally conditioning, okay? Being in reactivity keeps us repeating old patterns. Conversely, the avoidance of our triggers could keep us in our comfort zone, policing our attempts at new things. However, to connect with others is to step out of your sticky perception of the world. Imagine yourself sitting on the back of a bird 1,000 feet above your life. Wouldn't your perspective change? From a higher point of view, you can see for miles. You could let go of naming or blaming the obstacles in your way and instead easily discover a path to more beautiful and compelling vistas, which is just views. More can become available to you in all aspects of your life when you are able to step back and get a little distant. You can wait before responding. Be more graceful in your interactions and see how everything is connected and every experience is a gift. The world is wide open for you today. All you have to do is move to higher ground, be mindful, and celebrate the spectacle of life's dance. That's what I mean. And y'all have been hearing me talk about this. We're moving out of that micro focus into a macro. Everyone is starting to see the bigger picture at play, the bigger role we all play in everyone's lives, the energy we feed into, how we create the consciousness we all agree to. It's all about agreements, okay? And it's getting deeper, it's growing, it's beautiful. But again, what's important here for you, though, collective, under this full moon, is to let go of judgment and assumptions. Don't judge your path. Don't judge your walk. Don't assume your walk is easier or better or worse than anyone else's. Because again, no one could walk a mile in your shoes. And you couldn't walk a mile in someone else's. Love the shoes you got. Okay? And that's way easier said than done. But I think that's why this ancestral energy is showing up, because it's like this way has been paved. You're a part of a larger whole. You have a role to play in a bloodline. You have a role to play in your lineage. You have a role to play in the greater part. And it's like the ancestors are coming in to say, remember, don't get so caught up in the details. Okay? Some of you, this is about surrender in a major, major way. And it's surrendering to the connections that are there. Ooh, even with the tender embrace and the elephants, right? That's also very ancestral. Remembrance, right? Elephant memory is insane. It's remembering that there were those that came before you. There will be those that are after you. So how important is that little trigger in the grand scheme of things? Now, we're not minimizing what you feel. Absolutely not. I'm not telling you, no, just get over it. No. It's don't let it be the defining moment. Let it be a fleeting moment. That's how you practice non-attachment. Don't attach to it as your identity. Don't attach to it as, oh, this is all it'll ever be. No, no, no. It's just for the moment. It's all temporary. It's all transient. And some of you are coming into the wisdom around that. Okay, again, the Saturn return energy has been creeping through, so some of you might really be deep in your Saturn return right now. But it is awakening this higher level of intelligence within the collective consciousness, higher level of perception as well. Those that maybe couldn't see will begin to see. Into me, I see, right? So it's not even about seeing other people. It's really about seeing yourself. I'm almost seeing too, like someone look in the mirror and not necessarily see their physical body, but see their spiritual form. That's deep. Some of you, your spiritual sight is expanding in that way. Again, like I said, a lot of you are gifted. So those gifts might be getting stronger here, okay? Let's look at awakening genius and the throat chakra. All right, we got key concepts. The spirit of creative expression, bringing forth new information, birthing, knowing that your ideas matter. The ancient Greeks believed that each person had a specific genius that acted like a spirit guide, inspiring you with new ideas to further your evolution as an individual, as well as the evolution of all humanity. You could say that genius is the spirit of creative expression, and when you tune into it, amazing things happen. When your genius awakens, you realize you do not have to do everything yourself. You have an inspired, dedicated, wise helper on your side. Today, can you imagine cultivating a playful relationship with this extraordinary spirit? If you can, you'll recognize that you don't have to solve every problem with only the knowledge, memories, and experiences you already have accrued. Your intellect, in this case, serves as a channel for this spirit of genius, and it can filter in new information. How you forge this connection is to get out of your own way and simply allow it to work through you. The word genius comes from the Latin. Did not take Latin in school, so I want to say ganere, maybe, probably genere, meaning to bring forth or birth. If I butchered that, I apologize for my Latin speakers out there. Which means to bring forth or birth and shares the same root as the word generate. You are at this moment about to give birth to a new mode of expression, and a powerful one at that. That's the tender embrace. A lot of you have quite literally incarnated at this moment in this time, have aged to this point with all the experiences you've gained to help usher in this new mode of expression, this age of Aquarius. Okay? Commit to partnering with your genius, and only deep satisfaction and success will result. Today is a day when your inspired ideas matter. And I think that's kind of even what I was tapping into, as far as whatever you feel inspired to do to connect with the collective energy or connect with this full moon. Let that inspiration go. It doesn't have to look like anybody else's. It doesn't have to match anybody else's, so long as you are not harming yourself or harming others. Let it flow. Let it be, because that's the genius inside of you trying to express itself. You want to go outside and dance under the full moon? Go do it. You want to write a song to the moon? Go do it. You want to make a poem about the moon? Go do it. It's like however you feel you need to express. You don't want to, again, some of you, I feel like silence is going to be key. You don't even want to say a word. You want to get like monk-like under this full moon? Do it, because that's what your genius needs. And that's why it's important for you to have this into me, I see moment, right? this internal viewpoint. Some of you are going to start seeing yourself from a higher point of view, which is going to activate quite a lot on your journey forward. All right. So what are we, like a million minutes in? Let's go ahead and get into the tarot. Thank you guys for hanging in there through that channeling. Hi, me say me. Hi, Angela. Thanks for being here, love. Ooh. Okay, I was about to say, is my deck upside down? Nope. Two of Pentacles in reverse. With the High Priestess, okay. Okay. So under this full moon, a lot of you already know what's out of balance, what's out of whack. A lot of you already know what you need to do to get back in alignment, to tap back in. Whether you have the energy for it might be a question, right? Whether there's just something that feels like, again, it's been a block. That block will melt soon, but you know what needs to come into balance. You know what you need to maybe juggle a little bit better. And again, the Two of Pentacles upright is just quite literally work-life balance. How did you balance everything that's on your plate? So things that have maybe seem like or feel like they've gotten away from you, that's what you maybe need to focus on under this full moon. How do I reincorporate that back into my daily routine? How do I find balance with it? And or however you've been going about balancing your work-life energies or family and love, whatever is on your plate might need a change. It's like empty it out, pour it out, figure out something else. Do it a little differently, okay? But thank you so much, Divine, for these beautiful oracle messages and energies for this super rare full blue moon. And Aquarius and Pisces, what does the collective need to know about their third eye and their throat chakra activating under this full moon? What is the third eye and the throat chakra bringing forward for the collective? What's going on with this oracle's gift, a higher view, and awakening genius under the full moon? What's the oracle's gift in the third eye? What's the gift? The Five of Pentacles. Ooh. Seeing the unseen, having faith beyond what you're experiencing. I quite literally, thank you, Divine. This is what I mean. The Five of Pentacles typically looks real destitute, real cold, left out, right? On the outside of things. But I used to say, for those of you who have been with me for like a long, long minute, I used to say all the time that the Five of Pentacles is that point where you learn that you're in a co-creative process with spirit, especially when it comes to your material world and your material abundance. It comes after the Four of Pentacles, which is your comfort zone. You can build to the Four of Pentacles on your own effort. When you take a risk and go for the Five, you're asking for spirit to also show up for you, hence why you get to the Six, which is balance. It's quite literally taking a risk, yet not letting the reality that you're in determine the outcome. It's quite literally having to activate a higher faith that you're on the right path, you made the right move, you took the right risk, you're doing the right thing. So long as you are following that genius internally. Okay? So for some of you, your intuition might have led you down a path that seems, in comparison maybe to others, real shaky, real unstable, and you're worried. Was this the right thing? Did I make the right choice? Because this doesn't look like the right choice. And again, I think what's also melting under this whole collective consciousness is that sometimes the right choice for you doesn't look like sunshine, rainbows, lollipops, and gumdrops. Sometimes it doesn't always feel good to do what's right and best for you. But the one thing you will feel in a very deep space is peace and connection. Even if you're scared, even if you're worried, even if it's stressful, even if there's so many unknowns, it still at a core level feels right. That's what you got to look for. So the Five of Pentacles asks you to trust that your journey isn't over. This isn't the end all be all. It's just a fleeting moment. Okay. Tell me more about the Five of Pentacles here for the Oracle's gift. Look at all this beautiful blue and green. I love it. So some of you might be really attracted to blues and greens right now. The Knight of Pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles is a preparation energy for me. The Knight of Pentacles asks you to stop, wait, and think. Is what you're putting your time, your focus, your energy, your effort behind actually in alignment with what you want? And or it's also a card of endurance. Ooh. Some of you, it's that wait time. And that's why often people fast track things, right? Or they take the faster route because people don't like to wait. People don't like to be patient. And maybe that's been something you found yourself in here, collective. Like, I am running low on patience. I need this to happen tomorrow. I needed it to happen yesterday. There's a very, very beautiful quality about the Knight of Pentacles. Because once that knight gets the clear direction and has assessed and has studied and figures it out, the impact of the movement forward, it's monumental. It's huge. It shifts quite literally everything and everyone. So what you're being prepared for is a major shift and a shift into something permanent. So you kind of want the moment to kind of rest and kind of think about it and discern and decipher. Okay, tell me more about the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles here. Seven of Swords, yeah. Okay. What? Ooh, okay. Yeah, okay. Because I was about to say something and then I didn't want to say something, but then judgment was like, say it. Okay. Remember in the pre-shuffle I was saying the birds are watching, or there's some sort of audience, or there's some sort of energy present that's kind of casting a little bit of doubt, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a little bit, that's normal, natural, or people maybe can't see what you see, can't really tune in to what you're tapping into. So here's what I want to say. There are people around you here, collective, that know what's coming for you. They know it's coming, and even if they don't have it tangibly or they don't have it concrete, they know it's huge. That's what I meant, impactful. So what you might find is that there have been these projections that you've been accepting or in agreement with that aren't based on truth. And that's the judgment being called. It's almost like with the sword being behind the back. It's like someone has a truth that they're either hiding, and that might come out. Someone is trying to convince you that all these other swords are the right swords, yet the right sword for you is behind this person's back. Like, here's what I'll say, collective, okay? Be very, very mindful. Be very, very mindful of the energies you come into agreement with, or the people you allow to speak over you or into you, and or your discernment around oof, I can feel that. Yeah, this feels external is what I'll say. And my heart's almost kind of breaking for whoever's really going to resonate with this, because it does feel like there's this awareness that you're never going to get the truth out of the people around you for some of y'all. That if it was left up to the people you maybe looked up to, the people you've trusted, the people you've confided in, the people you think have your best interests at heart, they would sway you in a million different directions than the actual direction you need to be on. Because again, I feel like there's someone around you or connected to you somehow that knows what's coming for you. And again, maybe they don't have all the details, but they know it's big and it's major. And it's invoking some sort of fear. The Seven of Swords can be a fear-based energy. This could also be that competition type vibe for some of y'all. Quite literally, some of you are meant to expose some sort of Seven of Swords. Some sort of lie, some sort of deception, some sort of misinformation. Ooh, that I just heard that's been plaguing. Either plaguing you, plaguing the people around you. Maybe this is even on a grander scale collectively. Maybe you also do work with the collective. I don't know. It's like, and quite literally interesting that there's tea on the on the Oracle's gift card, right? It's like there's some tea here that needs to be spilled or is about to be spilled. Okay, so tell me more about this tea with the higher view. What's the Oracle's gift and the higher view? The connection between the two third eyes. The Princess of Cups. Oh. And this has been coming up, collective. It is a request from the divine to show compassion towards those who have actively attempted to deceive you. That's what some of you are going to be coming into more of awareness around. Oh boy. That feels not fun, but it's also like a freeing feeling. Because honestly, that's been my experience with truth. Like when truth gets revealed to me like that, I feel freer. I feel lighter. It's like, oh, okay. Whew. No matter how bad it is, right? And I can tell when it's actually in alignment because I feel peace around it. That's what I'm trying to say to y'all. It's like, it might be a painful truth. It might be emotionally disturbing, right? It could feel whatever. It could bring about the feeling of whatever, but that you'll know it's real when it just makes sense. And so that's why, again, this inner genius is awakening in the collective so that you know what makes sense for you and your path. And again, the Seven of Swords could say that people do have a hard time stepping outside of their own life. And this cycles through our collective here, where you gotta recognize the source. Consider the source. People saying things to you, expressing their opinions. Oh, I think you should do this. Oh, I think blah, 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 blah. Consider the source. It's kind of like, would you take advice or guidance from anyone that isn't living the life that you want to live? Or, you know what I mean? Has the understanding of the awareness that you want to have, right? It's kind of like considering the source. I can't get over that part. Considering the source and have compassion towards it, in the sense of, I understand why you would think that based off the choices and the life that you're living. But that life and those choices are not my choices and in my alignment. So I extend compassion towards you. Thank you for that Some of you, this is like unsolicited advice. Like this could be from family. This could be maybe parents or friends. People who just always have opinions about what you should be doing or how you should go about this and da 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 da. And it's kind of like, again, focus on your path. You're spending a lot of time telling me what to do and you don't even know your next step forward. Focus up. Not to the side, but up. Not behind you, but up. And I think for a lot of you, you're going to realize who really was focused on you a little too much. And some people like to disguise that, oh, I just care for you. Oh, I love you. Oh, you know, da, da, da. I mean, yeah, okay, cool, pero, People, we all deal with control issues, right? We all deal with control issues. And it can come from a pure place where people don't want you to make the same mistakes they made. They don't want you to do, oh, well, when I did that, it happened. Yeah. But again, that was you and it was meant to happen that way for your path, and or that was fate. That was going to be the fated outcome because of the choices and decisions that you made. That doesn't mean that that's my fated outcome if I'm encountering something similar, right? So it's recognizing the individual path within the whole, I think, and that can be tricky. That can definitely be tricky. Okay, so offer yourself compassion. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. This is what I'm trying. Come on now. You started with the 5. You're getting to the 6 collective. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Some of you guys, your patience is paying off. People tell you, oh, go here, do that. You should do this. You're like, nah, I'm going to wait. Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to wait until I know for sure. I'm going to wait for the oracle within me, the genius within me, the source within me to say, yeah, it's that way. I'm going to wait because you know what the patience yields. It's bringing you the reward and the balance that you want and desire. And again, not everybody can see what your 6 of Pentacles looks like, or your 10 of Pentacles at that. That's why, again, it's important for you to be in tune with your own inner genius. So you know what it feels like, looks like, what the vibe is. You know, beyond the physical sense of time and reality we have. Some of y'all have that power. You know. All right, so let's look at what this higher view is bringing to the collective. Thank you so much, Divine. And that could even be it. It's bringing about compassion. Because if you could, it's, again, dealing with the 7 of Swords energy, you can get real wrapped up in the drama around that. You can save yourself a lot of stress, a lot of time, a lot of energy by, again, seeing it from a higher point of view. Okay, that's just them. That ain't got nothing to do with me. It is what it is. Again, and I know I sound super nonchalant about it, but I think sometimes you can get to that point. Like, it doesn't have to affect you. It's the non-attachment. Come on now. So not only the 6 to the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords, peace of mind. That's what I mean. Focus on your palm tree. Focus on watering your garden. Ooh. That's what's important right now. Focus on your journey, your path, what you're here to nurture, what you're here to create. And believe in that, because that's what's real. And again, people can't see your path all the time. Not everybody can see other people's paths either. But a lot of you are seeing this. How could I say it? They're showing me like a plateau, but it's almost like a higher ground is how I'm feeling it in your energy. It's like the 7 of Pentacles is the higher ground. Yes, it is a moment of reflection. Yes, it is kind of reevaluating and checking in and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. But it's also a very, very comfortable space to be in. It's not bad being in the 7 of Pentacles. But there is this need for faith and trust that you'll get to the 8. You'll get to the 9, you'll get to the 10 in due time. Have peace of mind. Rest assured, you're gonna get there. You really, really are. A lot of you are, again, and I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face, a lot of you are doing way better than you actually can perceive. It's because you're inside of it that you don't necessarily feel like anything's happening, or you feel like you're moving slow, or you feel like, oh gosh, it's not happening for me. You know what I mean? Like, that's only because you're inside of it. From the outside looking in, that's why people are nervous, shook up for some of y'all, worried, concerned. Because you're so deep in it, you can't see where you're headed. But I promise y'all, that's why a higher view is needed. I promise you, you guys are doing way better. Way, way better than you think. Okay? Keep trusting yourselves, my love. Tell me more about this. All right, that's the reading. I'm done. I am done. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Four of Cups. Okay. Okay. I think a part of that non-attachment is also not allowing the emotional body. Again, it's not allowing anything to really rule you. It's about feeling it all, connecting it all, and kind of like allowing it to move through you. But again, it doesn't rule you. It's having a higher view. It's activating the higher mind. Because this Four of Cups is telling me, it's like, yeah, I understand and I'm sensing and I'm feeling that there is something higher for me to receive, something different, something more in alignment than what I'm actually surrounded by or connected to or dealing with. And it's making peace with that. It's making peace with the transition. The Four of Cups is like a transition. It's also can be an activation is what I just heard. It's an activation. So the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, it's shifting the wheel forward. Again, I think we're just going to keep landing on this for this read, collective. Wherever you are is not the final step. It's not the final word. It's not the final scene. It's just the end of the act. And yes, you are headed into maybe an intermission. 10 to 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Go get your snacks. Go stretch your legs. Do what you need to do, because when that second act starts, you want to be in your seat. I kind of feel the Chariot here. You want to be in your seat, ready. Right? Tell me more here, Divine. I hope I'm making sense. I feel very Yoda-y at the moment. Yeah, you got the Five of Cups that flipped out. And come on now, Temperance. Trust in the changes. Death card. Yeah, trust in the changes. And again, change doesn't always feel good. Change can often leave you feeling mixed emotions, sad. Change can also bring mourning. And this Death card energy is telling me it's that vibe of once you go there, you can't go back. And maybe that's what has some of you a little hesitant to really do this accepting, or to really let something go, or to really step into this new chapter, because once you start, you can't go back to the old one. Once you say this is done, it's done. And I love that Jupiter here is showing up twice, with Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune for the higher view. So there is an expansion in the third eye. There is shifting and changing in your perception. It's counting yourself blessed and abundant. And I know that sounds crazy, but regardless of what your environment looks like, it's an internal, it's within. If you rely on the outside world to tell you whether or not you're abundant, I mean, you're broke. Five of Pentacles, I don't care what you got in this life. I don't care what your material world looks like. If that is all that defines you, you're broke. So some of you are shifting from waiting for the physical manifestation into feeling it, seeing it, sensing it first, and accepting that that sense, that feeling, that inner knowing is realer than anything tangible. Big change. That's a big change for somebody out there. Tell me more about this higher view and awakening genius. 5 of Swords. And the King of Swords. Okay. Okay. I think for a lot of you too, what maybe has been difficult is, how do I know when my inner genius is speaking to me? How do I know when my intuition is talking to me and when it's fear or when it's someone else's voice? I feel like the answer to that for a lot of you is when you allow yourself to tap into your higher view. It's the only point of view, the only thought, the only truth that remains, because everything else would be lower in density and couldn't ascend that high. So whatever sticks with you, I hope that was maybe helpful. I don't know. I just heard it's like whatever sticks with you, it can't, the conditioning, the deception, the lies, that lower vibrational energy can't ascend up. What only can ascend up is truth, pure, unmanipulated, raw, unbiased truth. And as you ascend, you'll feel those false energies melt away. It won't resonate anymore. It won't make sense. It's whatever remains. So there is some sort of cleansing here or illumination around the sword that actually holds the truth, the sword that's been behind someone's back. Should I say that? Some of you, what I will say is just be mindful of how you feel, especially in this YouTube community and world. There's a lot of projections, and we do it unconsciously. We all do it, right? But that's why I put it in my description box. This is just a tool for you to sharpen your intuition. Okay? Because not everybody has the best intentions, and there you go, you got the moon. Not everybody has the best intentions with what they do, with what they say. Not everybody has integrity either. Come on now, the moon and the star with the 7 of Wands. It's the voice of genius is the truth you stand on. It's the part of you that it awakens a fire in you. I don't know how else to say it. With the moon and the star showing up here with awakening genius, I'm a little speechless, to be quite honest, because that type of alignment, that type of healing, the star is quite literally detachment. It's releasing, it's release work. That's what I was saying. Under this full moon, doing whatever releasing you can is crucial. Because what you will be releasing under this full moon is exactly what was deceiving you, what was blocking you. What was keeping you from being able to step into a higher view and do some sort of shifting work with the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance to shift the perspective? It was the thoughts, the feelings, the energies that were making you feel down about something that Spirit needs you to feel good about or be optimistic about. A lot of optimism comes with Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune, to be hopeful around the Star card. Guard your hope. I really do feel like a lot of your ancestors will be coming to you over the next 2 weeks. For those of you that connect to the ancestral realm, you might feel called to be alone or get into quiet spaces so that they can talk to you, they can speak to you, they can show up for you and help you and protect you. You are heavily guarded. For those of you that are resonating with this, you are heavily guarded. Your angels, your guides, your ancestors, the universe does not play about your intuition and your alignment. No. And they they don't play about it so much so that they would have you sit in the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles until you tapped into it, until you saw what you need to see, until you connected with what you needed to connect with, until you take the step or until you do the work. They're not going to move you into anything you're not ready for because they love you. So some of you might even be shedding this whole like the world is against me type of chip on the shoulder. And understanding that anything that has stalled you, anything that has kept you stuck or stagnant was intentional and purposeful. Not to harm you, but to help you. To strengthen you. Seven of Wands is a very strong card. A lot of y'all got fight in you. A lot of y'all have fight in you, fire in you that no one can put out. Sometimes not even yourself. And that's what I think is the surrender part. And to me, I see yourself as the Seven of Wands. You've already won the challenge. You've already won the battle. You've already won the war. You've already won whatever obstacle. It's having a like almost like a warrior mindset. Some of your ancestors could have been warriors. Some of you could have had past lives as warriors. It's like this is what's activating under this full moon. So right when maybe you were about to give up, the soul you carry said, we don't do that. We don't understand what give up means. No. Determinism, right? I think that was in the book. But it's also having a key sense of discernment around, again, everything is balanced, everything is twofold, everything has an other to it. It's understanding what to fight for, what to release, what to let go, what to stand on, what to let fall. And that comes with time. You're not going to master that overnight. It comes with time. So what, Princess of Cups, be compassionate towards yourself first and foremost, collective. For the things that you couldn't see, the things that you weren't aware of, the things that you didn't tap into, the things that you missed. Don't beat yourself up over the past. It's already happened. It can't change. And it's keeping you from being active in the present so you can create your future moments, the Wheel of Fortune, so you can get to that life you want, that love you want, that family you want, that job you want, that career you want, that experience you want, that achievement you want. Some of you, what is melting off of you is the weight of the past that you've been carrying, and carrying it almost as a punishment is what I feel for a lot of you. Stop punishing yourself for the things that went wrong or the things that you feel and perceive as wrong. Was it really wrong? Or was it a learning experience? Did your soul need that? Can you embrace that idea, that perspective, that higher view? Because truly, if everybody operated from that higher view, you would never be fazed by any obstacle. Nothing would truly faze you because you're like, yeah, this is just building me for something down the road. It's kind of like that feeling of when you are trying to rush somewhere and you can't find your keys, and then you find your keys, but then now you can't find your wallet, and then you get your keys in your wallet, and now you can't find your phone, and then someone calls you, and then something happens, and then you spill something, so you gotta wipe it up. You know what I mean? It's like there's clearly a delay for reason and purpose, and you can allow all of that to frustrate you, or you could be like, thank you, God, for protecting me from whatever this is, because clearly I'm not meant to leave my house yet. Because maybe had you left a minute early, something could have shifted. Life changing could have happened, right? It's trusting that everything, protection. Even, and I think that's the power of the mind, even when it doesn't feel like that. You can definitely tell yourself, well, hey, that was for my protection, right? I'll receive that as protection. I'm not going to receive that as somebody going out of their way to try to do something to me, or, hey, if that's how they chose to move, it's protecting me from something. Rather than take it personal. Ooh. That's a big one. Rather than take it personal. It's not personal. It's not. Clarify the sun, the moon, and the star. Queen of Swords. Exactly. So the King and Queen of Sword energy is important here. Throat chakra. Queen of Swords is the queen of, it's not personal, it's business. It's life. Queen of Swords is the queen that doesn't get wrapped up in the emotions, doesn't get wrapped up in the energy. She sees it for what it is, she says what it is, and lets it be. That's her healing power. Because sometimes words can break you, but they break you open. That's so interesting. I was having a whole train of thought around that today. That like, and didn't we talked about this, collective? Some of you are the Ace of Swords. Some of you are the people that have to say things, especially if you're in my soul tribe. Sometimes things just have to be said. And yes, it might come to the ears that need to hear it as, oh, you're being mean. Oh, you're being spiteful. Oh, you're just trying to say stuff to, and it's like, no, I'm literally telling you something that you don't even see is breaking you open, is healing you. I can tell you so many instances where just speaking the truth of what I felt or the truth of what I see just out loud, not even to somebody, has healed me. It's starting to recognize that the Queen of Swords isn't necessarily this spiteful, hurtful bitch. No. It can be, sure. But she's also a healing energy. She's a healing vibration. Words can heal. That's what I mean by sometimes you hear something, you speak something, and you instantly shift. That's how powerful words are. And that is the burden that the Queen of Swords bears. Yeah, people might look at her as harsh, but she said what she needed to say, did she not? You shifted once you heard it, did you not? You can't deny the truth, can you? I mean, you can if you want to, but what good does that do? That's her healing power. The power of truth, the power of the voice, the power of the word, the power of communication. The Queen of Swords is somebody that will say something and some people even look up to her. Someone else could say something to you, but when a Queen of Swords says it, it hits different because it's a vibrational thing. It's a frequency thing. It's a healing thing. It's a part of the Queen of Swords path. And that's what I think is awakening in a lot of the collective. But in order to really be in your Queen of Swords, you got to know your truth. You got to know when you're speaking from that authentic space. And again, we all do it. We all have spoken from the conditioned, fearful, fear-based parts of ourselves and received the reality around that or whatever was created from those words. But maybe that's what's being shifted here. Yeah, Two of Swords. I'm going to choose my words and my thoughts wisely. I'm going to take a minute to think about it. Is that really what I want to say? Is that really what I feel? Is that really what's going to benefit? Or is this a truth that just has to be said? Because some of y'all, it's just a part of your path to be the Queen of Swords. And you got to get comfortable with that. People might not like you. Okay. People barely like themselves. So what does that mean? Like in the grand scheme of things, you don't like me? All right. You need the Queen of Swords. Don't ever sleep on her. You need the Queen of Swords. Some of y'all got to get comfortable with being the Queen of Swords, all right? Let's go ahead and clarify this Princess of Cups and the Five of Swords, and then we'll get into our moon mantras. I won't hold you any longer, all right? If you've made it all the way to this point, thank you guys so much for being here. I know that's right. Three of Cups. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of your love and support. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can tune into our upcoming live tarot readings. I'd love to have you here and tuned in. Clarify the Five of Swords here, Divine. For this full moon energy, the Five of Wands. 3 5, so 555. Tower energy. Yeah, crown chakra. Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords, right. This is also a lesson for a lot of the collective that speaking the truth is going to ruffle feathers. Saying your piece is going to piss people off. It's going to make people want to, they can't take it. People can't handle the truth sometimes. And that's not, again, your problem. Now, that does not mean to say it in a way that's intentionally spiteful. Like, be careful with that. Again, there's a balance to everything. Because yes, the Queen of Swords is an air energy, but she also holds water. Okay? So there is that level of compassion, that Page of Cups energy. Quite literally, the lesson of the Queen of Swords is, yes, you can trap more flies with honey than vinegar. So it's learning how to be sweet in what you say. Don't hold the truth back. Say your piece. Say what needs to be said, but in a way that the compassion is felt, the love is felt. Because then that's what will manifest. That's what will expand. So the Three of Cups clarifying the Princess of Cups here. And look at even how it's depicted, right? You got a heart connecting three cups. We're all connected through water. We're all connected through the frequency of love. We're all at different parts in our journey. How much compassion can you hold for yourself and for others as we all walk, right? We all walk this path. We all are here incarnated at the same time for a reason and a purpose. And understand that any sort of friction that anybody really brings towards you is just a battle within themselves. How someone speaks to you is how they speak to themselves. Like, again, it really is never truly about you. It's only a reflection of where that person is in their life, how deeply they've met themselves, how aware they are. And it's not always our job to bring people into awareness. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of nuances here, collective. Take what really resonates with you. But yeah, when you're in the Queen of Swords, people might have a problem with it. And I guarantee you, the words that you say, the truth that is spoken will resonate. The truth is timeless. It'll resonate years later. Trust me and believe, my collective and my soul tribe, you have said certain things to certain people from a space of love and compassion, but again, a space of truth. You awakened your genius, expressed what you needed to express, and they might have had the swords for you, the wands for you, right? Yo, I guarantee you, to this day, they think about it. It hits, I'm telling you, I could feel it. I could feel it. So really the work here for the collective that is resonating with this is sorting through the Seven of Cups. What emotion or what thought have you attached to an emotion, or what emotion have you attached to a thought, keeps you from either speaking your truth, saying what needs to be said, expressing your genius, having compassion, seeing the bigger picture, right? Like, that's the work. That's what's being released, the Seven of Cups, the emotional conflict and confusion. And what we're asking for here, maybe under the full moon, is to purge that energy so that only the true feeling, the true thought, the true essence, and the true action remains. Because then that's how you hop on the wheel. Some of you, again, there I do feel like this prophet energy. Some of you might actually be prophets or have that ability to prophesize. I get a feeling that something you said that was going to happen, that was going to occur, maybe went over people's heads at one point. Again, maybe stirred the pot unknowingly, right? Or caused some sort of tension and friction. That truth that you said or whatever it was going to happen is happening now. And it's like bringing these people back to that moment. Like, dang, collective really did say that. They called it. And maybe even that's where the competition is. It's like, because you're either standing in this Queen of Swords and the moon and the star, it's a pure frequency for you. It's your alignment. So you're only doing what your genius is guiding you to do. So then it's like competitive energy of like, I want to call the next thing that happens, right? Like, so just be mindful. Just be mindful to not get caught up in that, and don't feel any type of way about that. And again, I could sit here and tell you that, but I'm sure some of you still feel that way, right? It's easier said than done, but don't let that stop you from being the Queen of Swords. Don't let that pull you out of alignment. Let people fight amongst themselves. Let people compete with themselves, because that's truly what it is, right? I know one thing. My right ear is hot. Okay, like you could fry an egg on my ear right now. It is burning up. Okay. So I hope this was helpful, collective. And again, happy full super blue moon to you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being here. Let's get into your mantras. Hi, set of fire in my soul. Oh, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Ooh, double Aquarius and Capricorn. Okay. Powerful moon for you, my love. Activating that Queen of Swords. All right, let's get into these mantras. What mantras does the collective need under this full moon? Yeah, all right, let's get them all out and then I'll read through them. And I, as always, will pin these in a comment down below so you guys can screenshot, repeat them to yourselves over the next 2 weeks, especially over the next 72 hours. All right, if they resonate with you. All right, we've got my unhealthy perceptions of balance and harmony skewed who I thought I needed to be. I release the need to will myself into being someone I am not. I make space to honor my truth, my heart, and my needs. This validates and nourishes my soul in the deepest ways. It is safe to let go of the stories, the thoughts, and the expectations. I am whole. I am worthy. I am free to be me. Now, if that don't sum up everything we just spoke on, thank you, Spirit. All right, our next set says, quiet reflection and rest provide the space I need to hear the longings of my heart. Regular communion with these whispers is a devotional act that allows me to stay the path. So maybe that's even why I kept saying that. Some of you, silence might be golden right now. Or getting into a meditative state where you're just listening to your thoughts. You're listening for that genius within you. Okay? And doing that on a regular basis as well, not just with these moons and transits and things. Try to make it a daily thing if you can. Again, if you feel called to. Our last set says, I connect to the sacred flame within my heart, courageously trusting that I am a beacon of inspiration. For myself and for all those who are ready to release the falsehoods of who we used to be, we rise as sovereign creators of the new world. Listen, out of all, y'all see how many cards are here out of all the cards in the deck. Did I not say those of you that are resonating with this are here to create the new way of connecting, the tender embrace, to bring in an unconditional love, the age of Aquarius? Your existence in this moment is so intentional, you have no idea. You can barely even fathom how intentional it is. That alone can bring in power and sovereignty. You are a sovereign creator. And that's what's rising in the collective, and I love it, and I'm here for it. I support it. I'm excited. This was an absolutely beautiful, beautiful reading and energy here for this super full blue rare moon here. I hope, again, it resonated with you guys. I hope it offered you some sort of guidance, some sort of clarity, some sort of insight, and or confirmation of what your higher selves were already guiding you to. I thank you guys again for being here with me. I thank you for tuning in. And I thank you for allowing me to be your reader in this moment. Let me know your thoughts and what you connected with in the comments down below. I love to connect with you guys there and hear from you all. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all those who do say hello. And if you're new here, like Set a Fire in My Soul, make sure you say hi down below so I can welcome you to the tribe, my love. Welcome, welcome. All right. Thank you, Mise Meep. Thank you, Queen Tiki. Thank you again, Set a Fire in My Soul, for being here. Welcome to the tribe. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Aurora, as well. And thank you, the Sun card, for showing up in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and to everybody else who tuned in here live. Sending you a lot of love, a lot of courage, a lot of strength, and a lot of peace. All right, to embrace this new frequency, this new world, this new energy, this new way of connecting that you are intentionally a part of creating. Step into your power, step into your role. All right. I love you all. And I will see you in our next one. Namaste.